Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because I'm doing a collaboration video with Devon, who is a YouTuber and an Instagrammer and just an all-around, she's beautiful and she's super sweet. And we've been emailing back and forth, and we decided to do a collaboration video. And what she's going to do is 5 tips on self-love. I'm going to link all of Devon Moretti's Instagram and YouTube links down below, and I will also have them in my description box. So please go check out her video on 5 tips to love yourself more, or self-love. What I'm going to be doing is 5 tips on how to feel beautiful. What I mean by tips is like what I try and do for myself to make myself feel more beautiful and more pretty, and I don't know, feel good about myself. These are all things that I need to be working on a lot too, so I'm not just like throwing out tips saying like, this is what you have to do and this is the end all be all, so if you don't do these 5 tips, you are an ugly person. That is not what I am saying at all. Basically, these are tips that I came up with. I just don't want anyone freaking out thinking like I'm calling on anyone ugly if they don't do these kinds of things, or I don't know. I feel like the world is so sensitive nowadays that I have to put out like a caution sign everywhere I go. So yeah, please don't watch this video and think that I'm trying to be offensive or rude or bitchy in any way. These are kinds of things that I do personally to try and help myself feel better about myself and feel more beautiful. If you want to hear my 5 tips, then please keep watching. So my first tip, and one of the main things that I did for myself to make myself feel better and feel more beautiful about myself, is I got away from all the negative people in my life. So get rid, and that sounds really terrible to say, like get rid, but just try and start separating yourself from the negativity in your life, mainly the people. I don't know, why would you want to be around that all the time? Like for me, when I was around that kind of stuff all the time, it just stressed me out and I was worried all the time. And I don't mean just the negative people that are like mean to you. I mean the people that are always like all about them and not giving back to you what you give to them. I just think there are a lot of negative people in the world, and I just don't want to be a part of that. It really brings me down, and I can't think, and I become not myself. So the first thing I definitely did was got away from, you know, all the negativity that was around me. And separating yourself from someone is going to be really hard. It's not especially for someone like me. I'm sensitive by nature, so for me, doing something like that, I just feel like, oh, I'm being so mean, and I don't want them to think I'm a nasty person, and I really want to be their friends, and I want them to like me. No. You need to take care of yourself first and foremost. When people start bringing you down, and when people start making you feel less, then they're not supposed to be in your life. Like, why would you want to be around that? Why would you want to feel like that all the time? So just get it out. Ew, just get it away from you. It's not worth it in the end. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth feeling icky, and it's just not. So get rid of that. I honestly really think that beauty is skin deep. So my second tip would be to be beautiful on the inside. So this is probably gonna sound terrible, and I don't mean it to, but you know how when you talk with your girlfriends and you're like, oh my gosh, I thought that guy wasn't that good looking, and then he started talking and he was really funny and it made him look so much better. It's kind of the same thing. So when you talk to a person, whether it's a man or a woman, if you start talking to them and they're just so gorgeous on the outside and you're like, holy cow, what a beautiful person, and then they start speaking and they just start saying nasty shit to you, it makes them so much uglier. So don't be that person. Definitely be like a kind, giving, and loving person on the inside, and then it'll actually make you more beautiful on the outside. There's been so many instances where I've talked to people, I'm just going to say people because I don't want to say women or men because I don't want someone to come after me. But I've talked to so many people where I was like, oh my gosh, that person is so pretty slash handsome or whatever. And then I started talking to them, and they were just the biggest pieces of shit I've ever met in my whole life. And after they started talking and saying like the stupid shit that was flying out of their mouths, they just turned into trolls. It was weird. It's like their nasty energy was coming out through their face and seeping through their pores, and they just looked ugly, and I couldn't. Oh, and then my whole and then their whole face changed. It's so weird. I don't know if you've ever experienced something like that, but when someone's nasty on the inside and they start talking and it oozes out of them, it's like their face morphs into this troll and you just want to hit them in the face. Yeah. Don't be that person. Yeah, so I feel like when someone is actually beautiful on the inside, it really shows on the outside. So definitely try and be a good person. It's going to be hard. Like everyone, we're all human. You're going to say and do dumb shit to either hurt someone's feelings, piss someone off, and just kind of be a bad person sometimes. But try your best to not be that person and try and be a really good person. So that is my second tip on how to feel beautiful, is to be beautiful on the inside. My third tip is something that I actually need to focus on hardcore, and that would be to stop focusing on your flaws. I have a lot of flaws. So the main reason I came up with this tip is because this is something that I have a lot of trouble with. I do focus on my flaws so much that I completely shut out all the good things around me, and that's not good. Like, it depresses me and it makes me feel crappy about myself, and then the more you start thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm not good at this, or my personality sucks in this way, or she's so much better than me at this, or he's so much better at me than this, and why can't I be like that? You're going to bring yourself down so much. I am very self-conscious. I just am. I am very self-conscious. I always have been, and I think that stems from, well, I know it stems from being picked on when I was younger, and I was always kind of the new kid in school, so I was kind of always like, everyone took jabs at me. But anyway, that's a different story. So I'm always kind of like, I'm still stuck in that zone where I'm like, oh, someone's gonna see this flaw and they're gonna start being mean to me, or they can see this about me. So I kind of start trying to fix everything that I think is a flaw in myself. Then I lose track and lose sight of all the great things I have around me. Like, I have a wonderful life and a wonderful husband and 2 beautiful dogs that couldn't give a shit if I was 100 pounds or 3,000 pounds. And I have such great friends that would do absolutely anything for me, and they are the best people I've been around. And once you stop focusing on the negative things, your eyes get opened up to all the things that are so great in your life. And then all the bad things just kind of seem like whatever. Stop focusing so much of your time and energy into all the bad things. Like, if you want to fix something, fix it. That's great. But stop being so obsessive about it. And because look, like over here, yeah, these things are some things you can work on, but look at all the beautiful things you have over here. And once I kind of realized that, I was like, holy cow, it's so true. Like, it's so true. I have so many great things in my life that I can be focusing on. I realized, like, holy cow, like, I can work on my weight. I can definitely work on my personality flaws, but I'm trying really hard not to just be crazy about it, because it's too much. It's just too much. It's just too much for one person. Just let go. Just let go. So if there's one thing I would like to tell you guys, is to definitely stop focusing on the negative and start focusing on the positive things in your life, because it's just not worth it. All right. The fourth thing on my 5 tips to feel beautiful is to exercise. I love exercising. One of my favorite things to do that involves exercising is to spar, and which basically is like play fighting. I was really heavily involved in jiu-jitsu and MMA for a while, and then I kind of pulled away from it because I wanted to spend time with my family, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. That's a different story as well. But one of my favorite things to do is to definitely like put on my boxing gloves, put on my shin pads, all my gear, and just start sparring with people. It is such a great stress reliever to hit someone in the face. And I don't condone violence, but it's so much fun to hit someone in the face. And I have a partner in crime that I hit in the face and who definitely hits me in the face. Well, she is a kickboxing champion, so she hits me in the face a lot. But yeah, it's so much fun. And the other, and I do like wrestle and I do lift weights a lot and I go running every morning, and it's really, really good because it like, I don't know the scientific shit behind it, but it like puts out endorphins and it makes you happy and stuff. Running doesn't make me happy, by the way. But I know that there are some people that don't like working out, but even if you don't like working out, go for a walk. Just get out of the house and like take your puppy on a walk, or just put your headphones in, listen to music, and just go. Just take a stroll. I promise you'll feel better, because it's like, I don't know, for me, it's like getting that like clean air in my body and just like looking at the trees and looking at the sky and the sun. It's just so like, it just makes me feel so good to be outside and like working out. If you're gonna exercise and you don't like it, do it with another person, because it definitely like gets you motivated and gets you going. And then you can start like setting goals for yourself and like challenges with each other, and it just makes you feel better. And plus, like when you sweat, you get toxins out and like your skin just starts looking better because you're pushing all that nasty, funky crap out of your body. And you'll like it, I promise. And even if you don't, I don't want to say try and force yourself to exercise, because who the hell wants to do that? But try and just go out and like take a leisurely walk. I promise you'll feel better. It just, for me, I just feel so much better when I do it. My fifth and final tip is take a day to yourself. This is a really important one, in my opinion. There are some people that don't like being by themselves, and then some people that don't mind. I don't give a person about being by myself. I've literally been by myself since the day I was born. I never really had friends growing up because, like I said, I was always the new kid in town, and it was just really hard for me to make friends. So I was constantly by myself, and I figured out ways to entertain myself. And now that I'm an adult, I love it. I don't want to say it feels so good not having to have anyone in my life to worry about, because I worry about everyone in my life, my friends, my family. I do worry about them. But it's nice to have an open schedule where I can think about just me and the things I want to do and what I want to do in that day. And definitely when I'm by myself, I still have to think like, okay, well, I have to cook dinner for Kendall, and I got to clean the house, feed the dogs, walk them, water them, and what have you. But when I have a day to myself, I can just do what I want. You can figure out for yourself the kinds of things you like to do and what makes you happy. Like, that's the best thing about being by yourself, is like you get to be with you and figure out you. And this kind of stems back to stop focusing on your flaws kind of thing. When I'm by myself, I don't focus on my flaws. I don't know what it is when I'm with other people, but that I could just get way more self-conscious. But when I'm by myself, I don't care about anything. When I'm by myself, I'm so free that I love it. Definitely take a day to yourself to focus on you, because everyone needs that. Everyone needs that. Who doesn't? I need it every day. I'm a damn mess. So those are my 5 tips on how to feel more beautiful. And again, these aren't tips that you need to live by. Like, I'm not saying like you go out there right now and use these 5 tips to make yourself feel more beautiful, you ugly thing. I am not saying that. I truly believe that everyone is beautiful. I'm just saying that these are 5 tips that helped me feel better about myself to feel more beautiful. So if these are things that helped you, I'm super glad. If there are other things you do to make yourself feel more beautiful, then that's great. Do that. Keep doing that. So I really hope these tips helped, and I really do feel that everyone is beautiful, so please don't think I'm trying to like say you're ugly so you need to be beautiful. Definitely not the case. You're beautiful just the way you are, so don't even worry about it. So anyway, guys, that is all I have for you today. I really hope you have a great rest of the week. Please stay safe and happy, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, guys.
I whistle while you work. Hey.